Hello, and welcome to Chapter 5 of my playthrough of The Lord of the Rings The Living Card Game, the Saga Edition. Chapter 5 is called Flight to the Ford. Having successfully completed the battle at Weathertop, we move on to fight our way, hopefully, to the Ford of Rivendell and rescue. A couple things of note. The first thing I had to choose when preparing for this scenario, where I was given 4 new boons. These become permanent cards that continue to play throughout the scenarios that I will play. This is a reward for having completed Weathertop. There's Tireless Ranger, which gives you +1 defense to a hero. Skilled Healer, which gives you +2 hit points as for one of your characters. Noble Hero, which gives you +1 questing, and Valiant Warrior, which gives you +1 attacking. Each deck gets 1 of these title cards, so I only get to pick 2 of the 4. In a 4-player game, all 4 would be in use. I ended up choosing Noble Hero and attaching this to Arwen. I believe this Noble Hero can help with questing. It will give her 4 questing, which is pretty extraordinary. And I chose to give Valiant Warrior to Merry. Merry will be swinging for 4 normally, 5 when Frodo is present with them as he rotates between 2 decks. He starts out with the Caldara deck and then shifts over in round 2 to the Hobbit deck. And the reason I picked those 2 is that they help you overcome the obstacles in that I need to kill enemies and successfully quest. Frodo gains an evil wound. This is storyline following. I basically have 15, a timer of 15 in order to get to Rivendell. Every time a round passes, Frodo takes another damage, and there are other cards in the encounter deck that will give you damage as well. In addition, we maintain having this, Ho-Tom Bombadil, a 1-use only boon, that once I use it, it's gone for good. It's going to be with the Caldara deck. Mr. Underhill still remains in play for Frodo. The Burden from last time remains in play, which is entitled, so I've been carrying this since the first or second, The Ring Draws Them, an event. And we now have a Burden deck. There are 5 new burdens that can come into play. There are various triggers for this throughout the encounter deck and the encounter itself. And if I'm required to draw from the burden deck, these burdens will follow me in scenarios going forward as well. So that's a negative. So I don't want to use that burden deck very often. I start with the last bridge in play in the staging area, as well as 2 Fell Riders. Again, the artwork in Lord of the Rings, the card game, is some of the best that I've seen. Fell Riders, they're not extremely dangerous, but they have this. While Fell Rider is in the staging area, it gains forced at the beginning of the encounter phase. The first player must either reduce the Ringbearer's life by 1 or engage the Fell Rider. So Fell Riders are going to be an issue throughout. With that, we are just about ready to play. I've drawn my first 2 hands, neither of which was ideal, but you just kind of manage sometimes with what you're dealt, and you hope for the best. The Hobbits have 20 threat. Caldara's deck has 29. We're on round 1. And stage 1 of the quest, pursued by the enemy. Shuffle each burden card from Flight to the Ford burden deck into a burden set. Attach Evil Wound to the Ringbearer, set Ford of Bruinen and the Witch King aside. These will come into play later. We have seen the Witch King before. Ford of Bruinen is It's pretty, they do a nice job with the flavor text and how it works, if I win and get that far. Add the last bridge and 1 Fell Rider per player to the staging area. That's why we have 2 Fell Riders. Set the Ring Bear's life to 15. Shuffle the encounter deck. Frodo has been gravely injured in the attack at Weathertop and will perish if his companions can't bring him to Rivendell in time. Strider leads the hobbits towards the Hidden Valley, anxiously listening for the sound of the Black Riders. And this is the backside of 1. The players cannot advance unless the last bridge is in the victory display, so I must travel to and get past the last bridge. Forced at the end of the round, reduce the Ring Bearer's life by 1. So as I said, there are a number of ways that can be reduced. So we will go ahead and start dealing out our resources and playing our first round. 1, 2, 3. 1 for each hobbit. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you understand from the previous playthroughs how these decks work, the Caldara deck is designed to sacrifice Caldara to bring in allies, one of whom, Imrahil, replaces her as a hero, and we kind of need that to happen. And the hobbits start out at very low threat and try to keep their threat low, as they have various ways of dealing with things once they get rolling. All right, so the first thing I have to do is I look at my hand here for the Caldara deck, and I draw 2 cards, and I will discard 1. Thankfully, we got an Imrahil. That's always a good start for me to have an Imrahil. And then I need to, I think I will also discard an Imladris Caregiver. He really only can come into play from the discard pile anyway. That will get me another resource. We will go ahead and put it on Círdan. We will spend 2 resources and attach Narya to Círdan. Unfortunately, that's really all I can do this round with that deck. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. I put those there. And now I look at my hobbits. Hobbits draw their 7th card. And not a great start for the hobbits. I will not play anything. I, however, do have a Sam Gamgee in my hand. I just don't have a way to get him into play yet. So we go on to questing. So we will start by having Arwen and Caldara quest, and Frodo. So that's a total of 4, 6, 8, 11 for Sam. We have the last bridge gives you 1 threat per player, so that's 2. Plus 2 from each Fell Rider is 6. 11 over 6 is pretty good. With the lack of allies, I think we're going to have to go ahead and quest Pippin as well for 13 over 6. And we draw our first card. And we get a Ring Wraith. Ring Wraith. When the Ring Wraith attacks, deal it an additional shadow card if the 1 ring is exhausted. That's not pleasant, but the 1 ring is not exhausted at this point. And then we get the enemy is upon us. When revealed, each engaged enemy makes an immediate attack. If no attack is made, enemy upon us gains Surge. It's another keyword in the encounter deck that I really don't like is Surge, as it forces me to draw another card. And there's quite a bit of Surge in this encounter. And we get Pathless Country. Pathless Country is just a regular location. It's been with us throughout. It gets +4 quest points when it's in the staging area. So we drew another 5. So 6 and 5 is 11. 13 over 11. I get to place 2 on pursued by the enemy. At least there's that. Now the question is, do I want to travel to Pathless Country or the last bridge? To travel to the last bridge, the first player must reveal the top card of the burden deck and resolve it as if it were just revealed from the encounter deck to travel here. At this point, I think what I'm going to do is travel to the Pathless Country. And the reason being, I have way too much going on up here with these Black Riders. Now my choice is I have to engage these fell riders or Frodo gets damaged. So I'm going to go ahead and engage both fell riders. We're going to see what we can do. Fell Riders is a higher threat than the Hobbits, so that readies Sam and allows me to draw a card with Pippin. That helps quite a bit. Not as much as I want, but it does help. All right, so looking on here, we now have 2 Fell Riders. To deal with them, I am going to use Mr. Underhill to cancel the attack. Well, the Fell Rider has 4, Círdan has 2. Yeah, we're going to use Mr. Underhill to cancel the attack of the Fell Rider for them. And I will spend 1 to sneak attack into play. Gandalf. I think that's a good start, actually. And Gandalf... this is a tough choice now. Gandalf hits play. I need to think for a second. Pippin is swinging for 3. Sam is swinging for 2. That's 5 over 3. I can put 2 damage on the rider. So we're going to go ahead and use Gandalf's ability to, when he comes into play, put 4 damage on an enemy. This will allow me to kill the rider. I then tap Gandalf to defend. I deal a shadow card to both. I canceled the attack with Mr. Underhill, so that goes away. Over here, if this attack destroys a character, reduce the ring bearer's life by 1. It does not. Gandalf is perfectly fine, even though he will pop back to my hand. We can then attack with Sam and with Merry and kill the Fell Rider. That helps. Gandalf returns to my hand because of how sneak attack works. If at the end of the phase, the ally is still in play, he returns to your hand. So I can get multiple uses of Gandalf this way. And what I need to do is be able to get my Sam and my Gamgee into play. And that's the end of the round. So we go to ready. And ready our heroes. Threat, we increase our threat by 1 here, 1 here, so we're at 30 now, and 21. And then we deal out resources, 1, 2, 3. Frodo comes over, round 2, gotta remember that. He gets 1, 1, 2, 3. And the hobbits go first this time. We have a ring wraith in the last bridge up in the staging area for a total of 5 threat, a little better than last time. We draw a card for the hobbits. All right, well, we do now have Gaffer, so we can get Gaffer into play. This will help us in the long run as far as dealing with more enemies, meaning I can probably bring down that ring wraith, and he will then not attack, which is a good thing. And unfortunately, well, okay. This is a time where I'll use Frodo's intuition. I don't use it very often, but I think this can be useful. Frodo's intuition. All my hobbits will get +1 questing until the end of the round. In addition, I draw a card for each hobbit I control. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 heroes. It doesn't include Gaffer, he's just a character. So I draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's nice. I get Bill the Pony into play for free. So he's a little bit helpful. He gives each of my hobbits an extra hit point. In addition, he has a little bit of questing. And because Sam is in play, I don't have to pay for it. I pay 2 less for him, which means I pay for him for free. Looking at the rest of my cards, I think I'm at a standstill. I can't do anything else with my hobbits. Over to Kaldara's deck. I draw 2 cards. We will discard a Northern Tracker. Northern Tracker is an excellent one to have in the discard pile. And we will also discard a second copy of Imrahil to get another resource. I don't really have my hero yet, but the question is, what can I do with all this? I think this might be a good time to, well, let's see. I want to do something with that resource on Caldara if I can. I don't see anything I can do with it. So we're going to go ahead and sacrifice Caldara. That will allow me to put Prince Imrahil into play. No, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do this yet. That's the bad news, is I'm kind of stuck at the moment. Because what I need is another ally. If Imrahil comes into play, he counts as a hero. And I need another ally, so I can't quite do this yet. However, I can spend 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to bring Gandalf into play, which should help me deal... Oh, could I pull that off? You know what? I think I can. Gandalf will be in play for the entire round. I will sack Caldara now to bring Imrahil and my Northern Tracker into play. And then I will use the two of them, I know that sounds crazy, to play a very good tale, which will allow me to hopefully get more allies into play. Exhaust 2 allies you control to shuffle your deck and discard the top 5 cards. Put 2 allies discarded by the effect into play under your control, whose cost is less than the allies you tapped to do it. So we will shuffle these. We are really hoping to get a Jubayir. That would be useful. Glorfindel would be useful. Most importantly, because I have Narya, I will be able to ready Gandalf and the Northern Tracker to deal with whatever shenanigans the encounter deck sees fit to throw at me. So we discard the top 5 cards, and we have an Imrahil. Oh, a Hauberk of Mail, a Northern Tracker, Light of Valinor, and another. So all we're getting out of this, unfortunately, is another Northern Tracker. Man, very good tale. Just has not done well by me throughout this entire series. It's a shame because it can be a very effective card, but not today. All right, so we've got our setup. We now have to go to questing. So Sam will quest for 4, Frodo will quest for 3, so that's 7, 8, 9, 11, or no, 8, 9, 12 because of Pippin, 12, 16, I'll be able to keep Imrahil ready, so 16 over 5. Our first card hits here. Each ally gets -1 until the end of the round. Deal 2 damage to each ally with 0. This is probably the nastiest of the encounter cards that I can run into. So what I will do at this point is I will spend Círdan's last resource to play a Test of Will to cancel that unpleasantness so I can keep my allies around. Second card. Peril. You must either shuffle the top card of the burden deck into the encounter deck and reveal an additional encounter card, or raise each player's threat by 3 and immediately end the quest phase. We will go ahead and permit that. We will raise each player's threat by 3, and the quest phase ends. Why did I choose to do that? Oh, I forgot to put a damage on Frodo at the end of last round. Because I don't want to draw another card, because I have some easy things I can do. I think we're just going to kind of wimp out and take it as it goes here. So that we can, I think that's an okay play. I don't know, I might regret that, but I could have discarded Hotam Bombadil, or I could have taken the penalty, but the fewer burden cards I'm carrying forward, the better, so I don't want to deal with that. So we're going to bring down this Ringwraith. That will ready Sam, and it will allow my hobbits to draw another card. Not terrible. And we still have got this one to deal with over here. So we use Círdan and Narya to ready Gandalf and the Northern Tracker. Gandalf will defend here. Gaffer will get picked up into my hand. We deal out shadow cards. I canceled the attack with Gaffer, so that goes away. And over here, return attacking enemy to the staging area after the attack. Ugh. I was ready to kill him, and now he has to go back. And that's the end of the round. Oh, and then attacking our Ringwraith, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 over 4. We get 2 damage onto the Ringwraith as Sam and Pippin attack back. And then we are on to ready, 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 ready. Gandalf goes away, unfortunately. Threat. Oh, Gandalf, that's right. He reduced their threat by 5, so I'm actually at 29. You always use Gandalf to reduce threat for the Kaldara deck. I just forgot to. Set. Frodo shifts back over here. And go. We get some more resources out here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Frodo gets a second damage for the end of the round. 1, 2, 3. And Círdan's deck goes first. We draw 2 cards. We will discard a Narya, because I already have one in play. We will then tap our 2 Northern Trackers and shuffle our deck. To play another very good tale, and we hope to do better this time. And we get an Elven Light, Glorfindel, Sailor of Lune, Elven Light, and Glorfindel. So we get Glorfindel and a Sailor of Lune out of it, with Elven Lights in the discard pile. What's nice about Elven Lights in the discard pile is I can spend a resource to pick one up to draw a card, and then I can then discard that Elven Light back into the discard pile to regain that resource. And we are not going to buy anything else this round. Forgot to give Frodo a resource. We're going to sit with this. This is looking good in spite of how things went before. My Hobbits draw a card. And now we pay 2 from Sam to attach Steward of Gondor to Pippin, and then use it to give him 2 more resources. So he can spend 2 to put Gaffer Gamgee back into play. Not terrible. And I don't have that. That's too bad. But that's okay. Hobbits are doing okay. Not terrific, but okay. Questing. Frodo will quest for 2. Arwen will quest for 4, so we've got a total of 6 so far. The Sailor of Lune will quest, giving me 8. And I think we're gonna sit with that, because we need to draw down that Fell Rider. Okay, it's gonna be interesting. So we've got 8. 8 and 3 is 11, 12, 13, 13 over 5. 13 over 4. We'll sit with that. First card. Black Steed, attached to a Nazgul enemy if in play. Limit 1, gets minus 10 engagement cost. We'll give the Black Steed to the Fell Rider. And it has Surge. So, second card. Pale Blade. It gets +1. I think we'll give the Pale Blade to this ring wraith, and it has surged. A third card. More pathless country. So we're at 13 over 6. Then this one. Peril, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Nazgul enemy. Either add it to the staging area or put it into play engaged with the first player. Shuffle the encounter deck. So sometimes these cards can be really unpleasant. Well, what do I have? I thought I might have. No, we're going to hold on to that. Or do I? No, I think we're going to pay one and play my second test of will and cancel that card. I'm holding on to a Hotam Bombadil, so I think we'll be okay as long as we don't do that. So we're left with 13 over 6. That leaves me with 7 progress, so 3 go on Pathless Country. 4 go on Pursued by the Enemy, giving me 6 of the 15 that I need. We will travel to Pathless Country again, and we will pull down the Fell Rider to attack the Kaldara deck. All right, we will use Narya to ready my 2 northern trackers. Now the question is, who's going to defend? With 4 over 1 or 4 over 3, I have to choose carefully. I think we'll have a northern tracker defend here. And of course over here, Gaffer Gamgee gets picked up. So we deal a shadow card here and a shadow card here. Over here, nothing happens. So 4 over 3, my northern tracker takes 1 damage. And since we canceled the attack over here, this shadow card goes away. Fighting back. So we have 3, 6, 8. Oh, so close. Can't quite kill him. Anything to help me? No. We get 5 damage on the Fell Rider. Didn't quite kill him. And then over here, we forgot to ready Sam. Oh wait, no, I didn't engage an enemy. I have 3, 4. We don't have the damage to get through on that Nazgul. It's unfortunate, but that's okay. We'll get him eventually. And then we're on to ready, ready, ready. Put a damage there. Threat, 30. 26. Round 4. Frodo shifts over here. The Fell Rider goes back because of the Black Steed to the staging area. And then we go. 1, 2, 3 for Pippin. 1, 2, 3. And then over here, 1, 2, 3. And the hobbits go first. We draw a card. Well, first things first, again, we're going to play Frodo's Intuition and draw another 4 cards. Plus, they'll each get +1 questing. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what can we do? Well, we can pay 1 to give a Dagger of Westernaise to Merry. That's always good. Pay 2 to get Gaffer Gamgee into pet play. Pay 3, 4, 5 to put Gandalf into play, which will lower my threat or kill. We're going to kill the Ring Wraith because we can. And there were other reasons why I wanted to do that. And I think that may be all we can do this round. That is true. over here, we're going to pay a resource first to draw an Elven Light into hand, which allows me to draw a card. And then we draw 2, 1, 2, and we will discard an Elven Light. To Círdan. And then we'll discard a Narya to get another resource. Looking at my hand, we're going to go with 4 to put Elfhelm into play. And that will be it. Elfhelm is another possible defender, so we appreciate that. Questing with the hobbits, we've got 3 from Frodo, 4 from Sam for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 questing with the hobbits alone. 16 over 5. Everybody else can stay ready. And we start dealing here. When revealed, treat the text box of each character in play as blank, except for traits until the end of the round. If there's a Nazgul enemy in the staging area, there is the 9 abroad gains surge. So I lose my text box. That's an unpleasant one. And again, when revealed, reduce the ring bearer's life by 1, then reduce the ring bearer's to 0. So we'll be at 12 over 5. The ring bearer takes a damage. Over here. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Nazgul. Put it into engage with the first player or with... Ooh, okay. Alright, so we have to go get a Nazgul. I'll go ahead and get a plain old Ring Wraith this time. We will pull them both down again. That readies Sam. And we get to draw a card here. Defending. We will... I didn't do that, did I? I should have. Oh well. I think we're going to go ahead and defend with the Sailor of Lune. Well, no, we'll defend with Círdan. Well, no, can I use Círdan? Yeah, I can still use Círdan, and I can give +1, +1, +1 to 2 of my allies. And I think we'll go ahead and block with a Northern Tracker who will have a defense of 3. And over here, I can't use Gaffer because of that plot card, or that encounter card that says text is erased, so Gandalf will have to defend there. And then we will deal out shadow cards. Over here. No effect, so Gandalf successfully defends. Over here, discard a non-objective attachment you control. Ooh, well, that just got bad. Because there goes, I don't have any other attachment. There goes Narya. That's horrible. This Northern Tracker takes a damage. Alright, over here we have 2, 6, 7, 8 over 4. We get 4 damage on him. Not dead yet, but headed that way. And the Fell Rider dies here. Oh, I forgot to do that. We had 13, 16 over 5, so 3, 8. All right, so yeah, I forgot to clear that. Another 8, go over here, 3, that puts me at 14 under 15. Sometimes there's just so much to keep track of, I end up messing things up. This is going slow, unfortunately. But such as it is, we are at ready, threat, go. I have a lot less threats up there. I hit some roadblocks, Gandalf leaves play. But we soldier on. Frodo takes another damage. He's not 5 of his 15. Round 5. 27 threat. 31 threat. Deal out some resources. 3 for Pippin. 1 for Merry. 1 for Sam. I have a gaffer in play, so I don't need to play him. That's kind of nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. First things first, we spend a resource to pull an Elven Light to my hand and draw a card, and then we draw 2 cards. The Sailor of Loon died to that Fell Rider. He did not survive that attack. Still really not getting what I need. There's not a lot I can do about it. We discard the Elven Light to that. And we will spend 2 to put a Wild Stallion on Elfhelm. This will give him a little more defending power. He might become my defender now. We'll have to see. Man, where are my helpmates there? Draw a card here. Well, we don't need to do that, which is nice. We need to start reducing my threat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to put Gandalf into play again. Reduce my threat to 22. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 cards in hand. So we're going to play Drinking Song. We're going to shuffle these 13 cards in. And then draw 13 more. There is no hand size in this game, which can be very useful at times as well as very painful. It's unfortunate, but I just don't have things I can really use, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to shuffle in and get some better cards to help my hobbits out. No guarantees, but you gotta try. And I wanted to make sure I got Gandalf into play before I did that. We only have 2 threat there, so we're going to go to the last bridge this round and probably clear everything real soon. But such as it is, we'll have to... I think we're ready to travel. I may have played it too safe, but we'll see. 13 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. How Drinking Song works is for every... Count the number of cards in your hand, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw an equal number of cards. Draw 1 additional card if you control a unique hobbit. And I control a bunch of unique hobbits. So here's hoping I get a little bit more of what I needed. Oh, come on. Well, I got a Darren's Runes, so I'll draw 2 more cards and I'll discard 1. And we will discard something that I already have, more than likely. Yeah, we've got a Gaffer Gamgee, so we'll discard a Gaffer Gamgee. Man, not getting what I need. What I'm hoping for is some threat reduction. I didn't get it. All right, that's all I can do. Questing. Now this round we're going to send 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 over 2. Card. Surge, attached to a Nazgul. It's the Pale Blade again. More Surge. Oh, I hate Surge. Enton Moors. While Enton Moors is the active location, do not deal Nazgul enemies a shadow card. Forced after any amount of progress is placed on Enton Moors, reduce the ring bearer's life by 1. We got to be careful there, because northern trackers can end up hurting Frodo, and we don't want that. And over here, our Ringwraith also gets a Black Steed and Surge again. And limit 1. Well, okay, so I can't attach it here. Another Pale Blade, more Surge. Get another Nazgul. All right. We will travel to the last bridge. Our burden deck kicks out. Ta-da! Fear of Discovery. Surge. When revealed, the first player must either exhaust the Ring Bearer or reveal an additional encounter card. So I get 2 more cards now. We get more Enton Moors. And, okay, Power in Their Terror. We will discard. Well, I have that. No, I can't do it. Discard Hotam Bombadil to cancel that so we don't lose all our allies. All right. We're going to pull down the Ringwraith over to the Hobbits. The reason is I can defend with Gandalf. It also allows me to ready Sam and draw a card. I got more Darren's runes. We'll use them, draw 2, and discard a card. Eep, huh? Goodness gracious. We'll discard Hennemarth Riversong. I'm not big on him anyway. Gandalf defends theirs. Gaffer cancels the attack there. Shadow card, shadow card. First one, that's gone. Gandalf. If this attack destroys a character, reduce the ring bearer's life by 1. It does not. Gandalf successfully defends. So we've got 2, 5, 6, 7. We kill this Ringwraith with all these little add-ons. And we're back down to 1 attack. Plus, I didn't have to make things unpleasant for this side. And then we're ready, threat, go. (32 and 23). Round 6. Frodo shifts over. Gandalf goes to the discard pile. 1, 2, 3 for Pippin. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Dealing with the hobbits first. We draw a card. We get another Dagger of Westernaise on Merry. Merry continues to provide and be nasty, nasty. 2 for the Gaffer. Sam. Do I want to wait? I'm patient with Sam. Yeah, I'll be patient with Sam. I won't do anything. No, I think I have to go for it. I'm not a big fan of it, but such as it is. Rosie Cotton is just too important at this point. And I can then also give her a fast hitch, so I get 2 uses out of her. It's just too important at this point. All right. Over here, we spend a resource. Put an Elven Light in hand to draw a card. And then we draw 2 cards. We discard an Elven Light, and we discard an Elven Light for more resources. Of course, now I have Jubir, but I don't have the resources to play him. So I think what I'll do, and pay 1, use my Dwarven Tomb to go and get a Test of Will. Have this in my hand. All right. Questing. Unfortunately, I don't want to go while the Entenmores are there. So we have 4, 7, 9, 12, 13, 14, 14 over 4. And we start here. Oh, I need to give another damage to Frodo. Get an Nazgul. Well, that sounds familiar. We recognize that. Yeah. Yep, we'll go ahead and get a Fell Rider. And then over here, more Entenmores. So we've got 8. We had 4, 7, 9, 12, 13, 14. I put 6 out there. That's going to clear the last bridge, and we clear the first stage. Pursued by the enemy is done. Race to Rivendell, stage 2. Black horses leaped down from the hill in pursuit, and from the riders came a terrible cry, such as Frodo had heard filling the woods with horror in the East Farthing far away. It was answered, and to the dismay of Frodo and his friends, out from the trees and rocks away on the left 4 other riders came flying. 2 towards Frodo, 2 galloped madly towards the ford to cut off his escape. When revealed, add Ford of Bruinen and the Witch King to the staging area. While at least one Nazgul is in play, Race to Rivendell gains 15 quest points. At the end of the round, reduce the ring bearer's life by 1. Ford of Bruinen. After Ford of Bruinen leaves play and is an explored location, all engaged enemies are discarded. The first player must reveal the top card of the encounter deck to travel there. So the question is, do I want... Oh, and while the Witch King is a problem in that if I cannot use the Gaffer to defend against him, and Jubayir is not effective either. But I think we're going to go to the Ford of Bruinen. We're just going to rush this if we can. And we get an old road up here. I've got a lot of stuff sitting out there. We need to bring down this Fell Rider. And now we're going to defend here. We pick up here. Shadow cards. This one is discarded. It was a Fell Rider, that's nice. And this does nothing. So 4 over 3, Elfhelm's going to take a damage. Attacking back, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 over 4, which will kill this guy. So now we have a way to kill things. Okay. And that's about all we can do there. Over here we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 over 3. I am going to discard a Sailor of Loon to ready Glorfindel, and Glorfindel will then help me finish off the Fell Rider. So we are in position now to deal with the Witch King. And that's the end of the round. We go to ready, 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 ready. Threat, 32, 24. Round 7. And go. 1, 2, 3. Frodo shifts back over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We must deal with that first, huh? So We will spend a resource to pick up an Elven Light, which then allows me to draw a card and draw 2 cards. And then we will discard Elven Light. And we will, oof, boy, some tough choices here. Hauberk. Gets his defense to 4, huh? Either one, I could get their defense to 4. Okay, well, we're going to discard another Sailor of Loon to give me another resource. Spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to put Gandalf into play. And reduce my threat by 5 to 28. Gandalf is in play there. That leaves me with 4 there. So we're going to go ahead and spend... I can't put that into play, can I? No, I can't. I at least have a test of will. We're going to play 3 to put Sailor of Pelargir into play. And that'll keep a test of will around. In addition, we're going to... He gives me 3 more questing. Play Elrond's Council, which will reduce my threat by 3. And give me +1 questing. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm setting things up for next round. I don't know if I want to clear Fort of Bruinen yet. Okay. We don't... oh, and I forgot to give Frodo 2, 4, 6, 7. He's got 8 damage. No, he's got 7 right now. Yeah. Hobbits. Draw a card. Looking at my hand. Well, we need Gaffer. And that's really all I have the resources for. Too bad. Such as it is. Yeah, we're really more playing for next round. So I think maybe I'll take Gandalf back. I'm going to replay that. 1, 2, 4, 5. And instead, another 2, and put Jubair into play. And hope we can pull this off. Yeah, because we're playing, I think, for next round. Alright. Questing. We don't want... Man. Those taking damage there really hurt. Such as it is. Alright, questing. 4, 6, 9, 10, 11. We have 6, 9, 14 out there. Well, that's going to be tough. Yeah, we're going to have to send Círdan. So we got 8. We'll send Glorfindel. 11, 13 here. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 over 6 over 14. Start here. When revealed, return each Nazgul. Right, it has Rode like a Gale. Surge. More Surge. Rode like a Gale again. Stricken Dumb. We've seen this before. We will go ahead and raise everybody's threat by 3, and end the questing immediately. That means I don't draw another card over here, and whatever happens, happens, and we're done. That's the end of that. We go straight to, we are going to pull the Witch King down. Everything over there is set, everything over there is set. The Witch King hits for 6. He's gonna kill something more than likely. I think we're gonna throw a Northern Tracker in the way. Deal him a shadow card. Oh wait, characters with less, with 1 or less. Ooh, so I cannot defend with that. However, I can defend with Elfhelm. Elfhelm has 2 because of his attachment, and he has 3 defense. He's probably going to die. Yep. So, Elfhelm dies. We can swing back for 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 over 5, we can put 3 on the Witch King, which isn't terrible. And we're left with 6, 9 in the staging area, and we're ready, threat, go. I know it looks crazy what I've done, but I think I might be able to win it this turn. Round 8, Frodo should have 3, 6, 8 damage on him. We deal out resources, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. Frodo shifts over here. We draw a card with our hobbits. We got a Darren's Rune, so we're going to play it. Draw 2, 1, 2, and discard 1. We'll discard a Raise the Shire since I have another one in play. We got a Shire, folks, so we can reduce our threat to 23. Looking at what we got. Well, we want 2 for Quick Beam, and we'll damage him to ready him. Looking. 2 for a Gondorian healer. And that's all we'll do for the moment there. Over here, we spend 1 to pick up an Elven Light. And draw a card, and then draw 2 cards. Discard the Elven Light. We have 3 left. Oh boy. We will discard a Glorfindel because we've got Glorfindel in play to get another resource. We will pay 3 to now put into play Pelargir Shipwright and Elrond's Council. And I think that's all we can do. Questing. So we've got 5 from Círdan with Elrond's Council, and we get to lower our threat by 3. Oh wait, no, we did that accidentally, so we're at 28. So 5, 9, 11. 11 and 3 is 14, 17, 18. We're just blowing it out, hoping to win. 18, 20, 23, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 33. We will use Fast Hitch to ready Rosie. We leave our Rosie and our Northern Trackers ready. 33 over 9, starting with the Hobbits. We get a pathless country. We can live with that. What we really don't want is a Nazgul. But even if we get a Nazgul, we can probably handle him. All right. Over here, we give a Morgul Steed to the Witch King, and it has Surge. Dang, got a Fell Rider. And he's in the staging area. That's the problem, is I could have cleared that. All right, so 33 over 6, 8, 11, 13. 33, that gives me 20. 6 go here, clearing this, killing off the Witch King. Not going to complain about that. 14 go on Race to Rivendell. But right now, would that have been enough? We'll use Rosie to make it 16. Had I not drawn a Fell Rider, I would have won. Then we need to travel. So we're going to travel to an Etten-Mors, and that's because simply, while there's an Etten-Mors there, he doesn't get a shadow card. Fine. But also, we want to get rid of them if we have to keep questing. And we're going to bring the Fell Rider down here for the Hobbits, readying Sam, allowing me to draw a card. We pick up the Gaffer. I have 2, 6, 8, 10 over 3, killing the Fell Rider. And I think we just won, didn't we? Because we have 16 questing, no Nazgul. Yep, we won. That's the game. All right. Our final score being 23 and 28 is 51. No damage on my heroes except for Frodo, who ends up with 3, 6, 8 damage. So 59 in 8 rounds, 139. And there you go. We have now completed the first box set of The Lord of the Rings, the Living Card Game, the Saga Edition. Next, we will be heading out towards Moria, where we will encounter wargs and all sorts of unpleasantness. It is also at this point, when you complete a box, that you have to decide if you're going to play the same decks. I will stick, I think, with the Hobbit deck. We'll see about the Caldara deck. I might have to retune that or pick a different one. The reason I gave Arwen the Noble Hero is because she's the most versatile if I want to build a different deck. But we'll see. We'll see next time. Thank you for watching and have a great day.